Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This today is going to be a makeup tutorial. I haven't done one in a while, but I really wanted to do a whole makeup look on the Zoeva Cocoa Blend eyeshadow palette. So this is the finished look. It's kind of my go-to look with this palette, kind of like orange and like dark smoky eye with just a really neutral kind of lip. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, then keep watching. Illuminating primer. Now this was a primer that I got in my glossy box, so got a nice kind of colour to it, and it leaves my skin feeling quite hydrated, and just a really nice base for foundation. So it's the Emite Makeup Diamond Heart Base Primer. So that's what I've been using as my primer. So for my foundation, I wear the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in the colour NW20. I've always worn this foundation. I just can't seem to find a foundation that I like any better. My next step is concealer, and I've been using the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer in the colour, I think it's Ivory, yeah, 010 Ivory, because I haven't really been going out that much because I've been on placement in school. I haven't really been wearing this much makeup, but if I do go out, then this is what I'll put on my face, just for a bit of extra coverage and really just to brighten up that kind of under eye area. So just pop a bit on the usual places. Now the next step of my makeup is my kind of highlight and contour, and I've been loving this collection contour kit, which is a highlight and sculpt, and you can literally see how much I've used this bronzer. It is literally nearly gone. So I just take my fan brush, which is from Lorac, take a bit of product, and I literally just dust it on the tops of my cheekbones there. And then obviously you add as much or as little as you like, depending on how much highlight you like. I know at the moment that kind of real highlighted effect is in, but obviously you don't have to take as much. And I'm just taking a little bit on the tops of my eyebrows there. After that, I then kind of take an angled brush. This is the Luxie 504 large angled brush, and I take a bit of product just right on the side of the brush, because then you can really get that kind of defined angle down the side. So literally on the side of the brush and running it down the cheekbone like that. Then as an added extra, you can take more on the side of the brush and then run it down the bridge here of your nose. But obviously not everybody likes that really like contoured face look, so this is just an extra step. Then when that's done, I'm adding the Laura Mercier translucent powder onto kind of my oily problem areas. So I'll kind of take a bit of a fatter brush and then just literally cake it on, because I have really quite oily skin, so I need the extra powder, but obviously you don't need this if you don't have oily skin. But even if you don't have oily skin, I guess it's kind of good just to get a base of powder on, just to keep your makeup really set in place all day. The next part is my eyebrows, and I've been really loving this sleek palette. I can just find my brush. Yeah, I've been really loving the sleek palette. I've done a whole video tutorial on this, so I'm just going to quickly fill in my brows. If you want to know how I achieve my brows, then check out my sleek palette eyebrow tutorial. So now I've done my eyebrows and I've brushed off the excess powder on my face, I can now get onto my eyes. Now I'm going to be using my favourite palette at the moment, and I've done a whole review of it, and it's the Zoeva Cocoa Blend palette. Now my first step with this is literally to dust over this kind of white colour all over my lid because I just think it gives a really nice base to work eyeshadow into. So all over the lid, taking it all the way up to the brush. I'm next going to take this shade which is called Substitute for Love, and I've never really worn a kind of orange tinged eyeshadow, but I'm just going to run that over my crease. Now, because I have kind of hooded eyelids, they're not too bad, but it's like when I open my eye, there's not much of the lid that you can see. I slightly take mine a little bit higher than I think you naturally would, just so that you can really see it. I'm then going to go in with a blending brush, which is just my kind of a standard blending brush, and I'm just going to blend all of that out. Next I'm going to go in with the colour Freshly Toasted, which is just a slightly darker shade, and I'm just going to really emphasise that on the real outside edge, not going too far in. So I'm just adding that just to add a slight bit, defining that outside edge. So my next part is I'm going to take kind of a thicker and harder brush here, flatter brush, and I'm going to go in with the colour Beans Are White. Now this is a kind of real dark black colour. This part, again, you don't have to do, but I just think it really adds to that smoky eye effect, and I'm literally just adding that in the corner and just kind of slowly taking it into the rest of the eye as well, but then we are going to blend that all in as well. I'm then going to take that same brush and just dip it in the Freshly Toasted kind of dark orange colour and run that under my eye as well. Now, I personally find that the lower down you take the shadow underneath, the bigger your eye looks. So I'm going to have that orange colour over the whole bottom lid, and then just take the darker black and just emphasise it in the outer corner part. Also, to add a bit of glitter, I'm going to have this kind of goldy, beautiful colour in the corner. And I'm going to use my finger. It's so much easier if you just want to pat it on that area. And I just find you get so much more pigment out of it if you pat it on with your finger, because none of it's getting caught up in the bristles. For my eyeliner, I'm going to use this new eyeliner pen. I've never used it before. It's called Eyeliner Pen by Technique, and I actually got this from Boohoo. The nib of it's really quite thin and precise, and it was really pigmented when I tried it on my hand, and I think it was about £3, so really not too expensive. I always start with a slight wing, just slightly, don't have to be precise. I then pull the skin of my eye and just run all the way along. Then just have this gap, and it literally is now just a case of joining it up. I find to take it from the bottom and work your way up. So I'm pulling it out slightly, slowly filling it up. So now I've kind of put the rest of my eyeliner on. I'm really loving this product. Definitely go out and buy this. It's from Boohoo. I'm sure you can get it elsewhere. But Technique eyeliner pen, I mean, I haven't tested it for like long lastingness, but just on that case of just doing my eyeliner, I think that is amazing. Really like that. And also you can get a student discount on Boohoo, so an extra 10% off. Now for my mascara, I'm going to use a combination of the Benefit Roller Lash, just because I find it gives me really added length. And then I'm going in with a new mascara I've got, which is the Revlon Volume and Length Magnified Mascara, just to give them extra kind of definition and volume. And I just find using two mascaras really works for me because my eyelashes really aren't naturally that long. So now I've got the mascara on, I'm just going to go in because I've got quite a heavy eye, and I think because I've got really small eyes, when I've got a heavy eye, it's really noticeable. So I'm just going to go in with this red Pucker Up lip crayon from Lumiere. I think I actually got this from like a really cheap like bargain store. It wasn't from like a high street brand, but it's just kind of like a lip crayon, and it just adds a real subtle bit of colour. I really like these because I just find that they're not as high maintenance as a lipstick, because I find with a lipstick, if I'm going out for the day, it's one of those things where you've really got to keep an eye on it. Whereas with these, you can kind of just apply them. If they wear off, it's not a big deal. You're not going to be left with like a stain around the outside, so you're all good to just kind of leave it as it is. So this is the kind of finished look. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is my go-to, like I said, kind of eyeshadow look for this. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or feedback, please leave those down below and I will respond to you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video.